So it's no secret that the economy is kind of in a downturn. If you look at the stock market, a lot of things are down like 70%. Crypto is in the gutter as well. So it begs the question, what's going to happen to e-commerce? Are people going to start spending less? What are some of the things that we should be expecting here for the rest of the year? So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, I have this little article I pulled up just for reference, and it was published on May 13th about e-commerce in the recession. Has Shopify stock hit the bottom? As you see here, they say that Shopify fell 78% from its November high, and same with other e-commerce platforms like Amazon. In fact, these companies are nearing the same price that they were at when the pandemic first hit and we had that huge crash. Obviously, we don't talk about stocks too much here, but I do want to start mentioning it more and more because obviously it's really hard to be a good investor and a good entrepreneur, but both are really important. So let's read here. What is a recession? A recession is when overall economic activity, so trade and manufacturing, falls and the economy reports negative gross domestic product growth. In a recession, rising unemployment or inflation reduces income and consumer spending. This reduces manufacturing and employment, thereby slowing the overall business environment. The effects of recession generally last for months or even years. So a lot of those things are kind of what we're seeing now, right? Rise in unemployment, a lot of inflation, which reduces, income, and it's getting kind of crazy. Now, the one bright side I think that makes this recession different than other recessions is the digital economy that we live in nowadays. I think it's very frictionless, and that allows for maybe a more mild recession, hopefully. So here, economists have warned of a mild recession as the US Fed accelerated interest rate hikes and reduced bond holdings. So the first effect of looming recession is felt in retail commerce as consumers slow their buying. Shopify reported its slowest revenue growth of 22% in the first quarter. Now, keep in mind though, they still grew. So even though the stock is down 78%, Shopify still grew even though it was slower growth compared to other months. But with a looming recession, I still think personally that's impressive. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I would love to know your opinion, but to me, that's not the worst news in the world. I mean, hopefully they can start growing faster now, but that's not that crazy. And if we take a look at the Shopify stock over the last month, it has kind of bottomed out. I'm not saying it's not going to go lower. It could go lower. All I'm saying is it looks like it's kind of holding up at this level, and I like that. So personally, I've been starting to buy some Shopify. I think it's a great stock. It's a great company, obviously. I mean, it's what we mainly talk about here on YouTube on my channel. And every time I go on any sort of e-commerce website and I find some really cool ones, I figure out that they're run on Shopify. So I still think Shopify is an amazing stock pick. I'll probably cover that in a separate video if you guys want, just to inform you guys on what I'm investing in and giving you my reasoning behind it. It might be helpful. I'm not a financial advisor of any kind or an investing advisor of any kind, but sometimes just hearing someone else's thoughts on the things that are going on can be helpful. So in this article, they say, when should you buy Shopify stock? Even though the weak economy impacts e-commerce, the segment enjoys secular growth in the long term. As the economy recovers and inflation eases, people will return to buying online. Until then, Shopify can withstand economic weakness with its net cash and marketable securities of over $6 billion. So Shopify stock is a buy the dip. So what they're saying is 100% true. And that's basically what the belief that I subscribe to is that, sure, we may be experiencing a recession, but guess what? People are gonna continue to shop online. It's a trend that is only gonna keep getting bigger. Therefore, Shopify is gonna be in a good place once, the economy recovers a bit. Now, some of you guys may know I run an e-commerce agency. We don't just run ads for e-commerce brands, but it's mainly e-commerce brands. And some of these brands are literally crushing it right now. Like, it's really impressive to see some brands not be affected by this stuff at all, basically. And I think what moves the needle for these brands is, first of all, good advertising. Good advertising is always good. Also, great products, so amazing products. These brands care a lot about their product and their customer, so that helps with having so many returning customers. And also another thing is consumables. So having consumable products is not a bad idea, because if you do put a lot of effort into your product and people love it, then they will consume it over and over again. So that's also a good idea. And lastly, just having a really good brand identity. I've been pointing that out with some of the stores that we've been looking at, but brand identity is really important because it's gonna allow people to identify with your brand. And that's super powerful. That's what's gonna make it so that they shop on your store as opposed to on Amazon, right? Or any other retailer. If they feel identified by your brand, they're really gonna be attached to it. And again, if you focus on your product and your customer, then they're gonna keep buying from you over and over again, and you're gonna be in a really good position. So those are some things I've been thinking about lately. I just thought I'd cover this. I know that you guys are probably wondering some of the same things. I would like to know what you guys think. I mean, I know a lot of you are beginners in the e-commerce space, but I also know that a lot of you are seasoned veterans. I mean, when we did the live store review, some of you guys sent me stores that are making like 300K a month. So I would love to have you guys contribute to the channel and see what you guys think. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you in some way, maybe ease some tensions. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.